All right, I'll go ahead and call the Budget Committee to order. We have 3 sets of minutes, really, May 17, May 25, and May 30th.
Motion we approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve all 3. Is there any questions or concerns? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Who seconded that?
I think Justin.
Tommy Jones.
Tommy Jones.
Justin Smith, motion, and Tommy.
Correct.
All right, well, y'all off and running today, and I'm proud of you.
Heckle and Jekyll.
Okay, Aaron, I'll let you, do we have a quorum?
Hey, good job.
You do?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
439.
Public
Thank you.
Okay, Aaron, I'll let you start with budget amendments.
Do you want to address the stuff that needs to go in the budget first?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there's one thing that we missed, and this is being reimbursed by the Lebanon Special School District. They had requested a K-9 deputy, and there's nobody from the Sheriff's Department here, but there's several people from Law Enforcement Committee who can probably speak to this a lot better than I can, but basically it was just passed through. The Special School District was going to pay for the officer, and of course we had to provide the officer. And, that didn't get on the needs list, at the final needs list that was passed. I do think since it was basically no cost to us, I think we did intend to pass it. I just think we didn't. So,
It was just something that we didn't include at the last meeting, but we should have. So I make a motion we approve.
Second.
that was $70,512.57. I didn't mention the amount, total cost.
Is there any other discussion or needs, anything else, Aaron, on that we need to
No.
identify?
No, actually, there was two pieces of that cost. The recurring cost was $70,512.57. We had some equipment on here, which would be uniforms and that sort of thing for $15,000, and then a vehicle for that officer for $40,000.
Do we need to state where those funds are?
I assume it would go in the Sheriff's Department's lines. That's what we would normally do. And then, we'll get the general fund will get reimbursed by the Lebanon Special School District for that officer.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
There's 2 more budget amendments in your packet that can be done the same way. The very first one you have in there for county buildings. Don't really have to do that as a budget amendment. I doubt seriously Robert is going to spend that money by June the 30th. And if we don't put it in the budget going forward, you will pass this budget amendment, and in 11 days it will be dead. Because the budget that you vote on will not have this included in it. So I would recommend that instead of doing this as a budget amendment, we add it to the budget that we're going to vote on. This is the windows, replacing the windows in the courthouse.
But we'd already approved the public works.
For sure.
It's been approved in
We
public
just never
works.
did do it, we just never did a budget. amendment
Correct,
on it.
correct.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion and a second to approve. Is there any questions? All in favor say aye.
And then I think the next to
So
the,
no budget amendment?
no budget amendment.
Hallelujah.
The next to the last one in your packet for stormwater, you'll find one in there for stormwater, same scenario. It's $174,000 we're coming up with as a matching thing for ARP stormwater grant out at the Ag Center. That's coming out of stormwater reserve. Again, that would be good for all of 11 days if we pass the budget amendment on the 19th. We're probably better off putting it into the budget that we'll be voting on that night.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any other questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
All right, the one there for county mayor, he had an employee on the pay study that was, she was listed at 390 hours. That was a mistake. It should have been 1,390 hours. So she was, obviously she's worked more than the 390 hours that were listed in the pay study. So we need to do an amendment to fix that for her.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve. Is there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Fund 207, we're short in some pay lines, including overtime. And she had money in another pay line, the equipment operator line, she had money left in. So we took a little bit out of her fund balance, 78,000 out of fund balance, but most of it, we were just moving money around within payroll lines, so we didn't go over budget somewhere.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve. Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
The library is requesting to move money out of salary lines for Lebanon and Mount Juliet into other spendable lines. Actually, in the case of Lebanon, they're moving money out of other lines into salary, Social Security, and Medicare. In the case of Mount Juliet, they're moving it out of salaries and into contributions, which just means we send them a check at the end of the year.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve. Any other questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Planning, we had an employee pointing to the 51-720-101 line who should have been pointing to the 51-720-103 line. Or actually, we had done the budget with too much in 101, so we need to move some from 101 to 103.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve. Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
The next one that you have is the WEMA grant that they went over tonight for their incentive pay.
Motion approved.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve. Any questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
The next one is a catch-all. I'll be glad to answer as many questions as you might have. I'll kind of go through where some of the larger amounts are. You see the refunds for the trustee, that's up $100,000 because of tax relief claims. They're up because property taxes are up. When you look at the deputies in the jail, the jail lines here, basically we're just moving money from one payroll line to another, where they didn't have enough money in one payroll line, but they had it in another, so we're just straightening out that way. Same thing with WEMA. They had enough money in payroll overall, just not all in the right lines. Those are the biggest pieces. Trustees' commissions, again, as we have increased property tax, we have to pay more commission to the trustee. So these all just basically keep us from overspending any of these particular lines that are listed here. If you have any specific questions, I will do my best to answer them. Soil conservation, we had an employee retire, so we had to pay her out when she retired. So
Motion approved.
Both of these sheets go with that, or is it two separate?
which ones are?
Are they 2 pages? or-
No. So the second one is was done this afternoon. This one was
Okay.
done previously. This one was
Okay.
this afternoon, and it's other.
So
Other.
you need
Who
to motion.
made the motion?
Justin did.
And second?
I don't know.
Second.
Okay. Have a
Done.
motion and a second to approve. Any questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
This is, the next one is, it says various, it's veterans and PEG, and they requested to move money within their own budget. This is not a matter of anybody being overspent in a line or anything like that, and us trying to fix something at year end. This is them wanting to adjust where their money is before the end of the year so they can make some purchases they need to make.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Have
Second.
a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
And finally, from my standpoint, I have a lease in there from Canon for the drug court. 48 months at $146.08 a month.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the lease. Is there any questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, education?
budget amendment bringing, for increase of, for Mountain Juliet Middle School renovation. The bid came in, with some extras that we felt needed to be done for our utility hookups for the portables at Mountain Juliet Middle School and West Elementary, and tennis courts at Green Hill High School, Mountain Juliet High School, renovations on those. Coming from property tax, basic ed, BP money, and our teacher line item was less due to some vacancies there, so that money is coming from those items there. The next section is really just line items that we're getting close to, so we're just moving money, budget money around just to make sure we don't go over on those line items.
Motion approved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve education amendment. Any questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Is there any other business? Mayor, you have anything?
I do not. Mr. Have questions for me?
Yeah, I have one thing that probably take 2 seconds. LaBranya had a printer, county printer at the house where she works from home in the evenings and weekends sometimes and whatever. Obviously, that was destroyed in the fire, so I'm asking that we declare that surplus for destruction.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve printer being burned up. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Does she need another printer?
Yeah,
We'll have to get her another printer.
I
Yeah.
got one. I got two in the house.
Okay.
I mean, I do.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I'll own
Yeah.
one. I can do it.
They're staying in an apartment right now, right?
They are, yes. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Mr. Chairman, on the first page of the variance,
Yes.
Aaron, if it's going to affect the budget under 103, I'll pay that $6.
Take his money.
Yes. So we try to not be overspent at all, but invariably, probably somewhere, we do have a provision that allows us to overspend the line by up to 10%. But I try to keep from being overspent at all.
Okay. Yes, sir.
I just got a question. We're on a strict line item budget.
Yes.
Have been, as long as I've lived in the county. But back when the county was 60s and 70s, there was very few people, very few money moving around. It wasn't difficult, but now that we're so big and so complicated,
Yes, sir.
would we be better off to do sort of a general line, subline budget where we wouldn't have to make little bitty amendments that are not coming out of fund balance? Is there a type of budget that wouldn't require a $6?
Well, so you could appropriate money to each department and not approve it on a line item basis. In other words, you could appropriate to the mayor's office, and I don't have the mayor's budget memorized, but let's just say that we appropriate to the mayor's budget $350,000. So you could appropriate to the mayor $350,000 and just let him figure out where to spend it, but not because I'm picking on the mayor, but I don't think you probably want to do that. I think you probably want that level of control.
There's no form of budgeting in between.
Not that I'm familiar with. I've never seen anything like that. Yes, sir.
An appropriation like that would go into a 99 line, 399, 499.
Yeah, it would just be a general appropriation for them to spend. Yeah.
It's in a rule 99.
Comments are all.
Okay, does anybody else have something they want to share with the budget committee? Yes, sir.
I think you guys did a great job with the budget involving everyone. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank the mayor and Aaron. Anything else?
Motion adjourned.
Y'all have a safe trip home.